So here's a little Gleb Savchenko story time of when I almost embarrassed myself in front of his ex-wife. Yeah, so basically I was working as a background actor in LA, and I was on, I forgot if it was either Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder, because I worked on both of those shows a few times, and this was in 2017, 2018, 2019, one of those years. It's kind of a blur to me, so one of those years. I didn't watch the show, so yeah. But the scene we were working on, it took place in a salsa club, and we were in a salsa club, and Gleb Savchenko from Dancing with the Stars was guest starring as like a dancer. And if you've seen the episode of the show, then you know what I'm talking about. I have not watched the show, so I'm not sure which one it's on. But yeah, so I was, in the club, one of the background people in the club. And at this time, Gleb, I don't know if he was on Dancing with the Stars yet. I think he was like pretty new. I hadn't been watching Dancing with the Stars, but I kind of like looked him up after I found out who he was. Because he definitely, like, when I first saw him, like, he drew my attention because he's very handsome. If you know Gleb, you know who he is, he's very handsome. And he also looked like somebody I dated. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm trying to get over this person, and then here's this dancer who looks a lot like him. So I was like, great, this is not helping. I was working with one of my friends. She was there doing background as well. And I told her, like, wow, he's so handsome. He looks like this guy I dated and everything. And then this lady who is blonde came and kind of stood by us. And I wanted to tell her, like, I don't know, just to make conversation, just to be like, oh my gosh, like, isn't that guy so handsome, And I'm glad I did not do that, because at this time Gleb was not famous. Like, he's more popular now, because like I said, I think he was like really new to Dancing with the Stars. So I had only seen the first season of Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, but I don't think he was like as popular as he is now. But I'm glad I did not say anything to that blonde lady about how handsome he was, because I realized later that blonde lady was his wife at the time. So I'm glad, like, something in me told me to shut up, like, don't say anything. And I'm glad I listened to that, because I would have been so embarrassed to be like, oh my gosh, this guy's so handsome, and she'd be like, yeah, that's my husband. Like, oh my god, I'd be so mortified. But yeah, I guess I, like, it made sense, because I thought she was kind of like his, like, the dance coach, because sometimes when they have dancing scenes, they'll have like a choreographer there, whatever. So, I saw her helping him, but they weren't like super flirty, lovey-dovey, so it wasn't like super obvious that they were like together, they're married. But they're being professional, obviously, so they're not gonna be like making out. But then I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense that she was with him. Like, she was, working with him on the scene, but also she was like watching him a lot. So I'm like, okay, I guess it makes sense now. And I'm really glad. That would have been so embarrassing. But yeah, that's my story time about how I almost embarrassed myself in front of Gleb Savchenko's wife at the time, now ex-wife. Yeah, so if you ever like want to tell a random woman how hot a guy is, just make sure it's not the partner of that man.